actually grew very slowly despite what it looks like from the outside in. So we always did it with the minimum of risk, debt, but it meant basically that every time we grew, and we would have to grow because we would outgrow our capacity, there was some very, very, very uncertain times. Every time we moved our production somewhere, maybe 6 months, it was on a knife edge. I know a lot of hospitality runs like that. I think what this crisis has shown us is that we as a industry need to have more buffer, less leverage, less less risk. I would say that every business needs to have like 3 months worth of cash just behind them. So really going into the why we did so, everything was going so well, but in the back of my mind and my wife's mind, who ran that business with me, we knew that there was a chance if something happened, say strawberries disappeared, that wouldn't be good. So really it was about starting to de-risk ourselves, and that's why we started to listen when people approached us to partner, because we'd been approached all the time, being quite a well-known company. Business is cyclical, right? You go through these amazing highs where you're on top of the world, let's buy that equipment, buy this, and then there are times you're at the bottom and you've got to dig yourself out, and it just goes up and down like that. But there was the closest we came was when we went into Moore Park. We opened that. It was a big step, cost a lot of money, and then we opened, and it just the savings we were getting weren't quite matching up to our expectation on the efficiency of our new machines. So we basically, I just put myself in a room, pulled everything apart, rejigged all the pieces until I had a financial kind of system that worked. And there were some tough choices there. We had to let go of quite a few people. We had to let go of products that I really loved that weren't making money, such as sourdough bread. But we did get through it, and just being you need a great accountant who's going to help you to get through this. So we would look at we got very good at doing management reports weekly. You need to do that weekly, monthly. It's hard to know. Weeks are very short. Correct. But if you're not doing your management reports, then you'll end up in trouble. For us, there was one KPI that was above and beyond everything else, the most important. And this is coming from a chef who cooked and cooked and cooked. And now I'm talking about KPIs. So you do have to grow, and the business will demand that you keep growing and learning. You need to learn about finance, projections, budgets, all those things. So what I would say is our main factor, KPI in hospitality, was for each dollar of labor, this product, how much is this team bringing into the business for each dollar of labor I put into it. So for example, the strawberry cake, the factor was for every dollar I put in, they bring in $12 back. But things like the bread bakery, because I'm not set up for that properly, for every dollar I put in, it was bringing $1 back. And once I understood that, it was an easy decision. Necessity, in the mother of invention, that's what they say, right? So we had our staffing somewhere, I'm not going to give you the exact amount, but at the $80,000, $90,000 per week. We did our numbers. We worked out we could only afford $66,000 per week. And if you asked me 6 months before, can you drop that instantly and get the same amount of food, I would have said no way. But when you're forced to, it forces you to pull it all apart, do it, find efficiencies. So look, sometimes you have to do that. The last thing I want to say is that we talk about a tipping point, and this is something that I've been thinking about a lot, a tipping point. And when you think about a tipping point, you think about it halfway up the mountain, right?
Yes.
We often talk about business as a mountain that you climb trying to get to the top, or a marathon that you run day by day and it just doesn't stop. But I think what I've come to realize that when you do see success, the tipping point is much further back than you actually think. And this is because as you don't have to have all the solutions now for your big goal. Basically, the momentum builds and you say, well, I want to learn how to do this little thing. You learn that. And then the learnings from that give you the momentum to take on bigger and bigger challenges.